Okay, guys, I have hesitated to go through this. I'm going to be completely real with you guys and honest with you guys on this post, and I hope that you understand where I'm coming from as we go through this. So this is an announcement that was made yesterday by the Greene County Sheriff's Department, and I saw comments on some of my videos yesterday about this announcement. I went and looked at this announcement. I messaged and spoke to Blake Campbell's mother about this announcement, but I was not ready to make a post about this announcement. So let's get into it. This is posted by the Greene County Sheriff's Department. The sheriff is Brad Snyder. It says an arrest has been made in the 2019 home explosion death of Michael Blake Campbell. Now, I have done videos, or actually I did an interview with Blake Campbell's mom, and those videos are posted under Blake Campbell because I believe he went by Blake. After months of intense and thorough investigation of a 4-year-old case, an arrest has been made stemming from a 2019 home explosion that took the life of Michael Blake Campbell. Jeff Carter, formerly of Paragould and now residing in Lewisburg, Tennessee, was recently apprehended by deputies with the Marshall County Sheriff's Office in Tennessee. The arrest came after a bench warrant was issued here in Greene County for Jeff Carter on the following charges: arson, fraudulent insurance acts, and negligent homicide. As previously stated, this investigation has been ongoing for several months, with information gathered beginning before I took office January 1st. Michael Blake Campbell's father, Jim Campbell, had reached out to me and asked my administration to investigate this case. Greene County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division Commander Captain Rhonda Thomas, along with the Detective Sergeant Don Crittenden, spent hundreds of man-hours meticulously poring over the original case file and developing more leads and evidence along the way. Their hard work, persistence, and attention to detail are what brought this arrest to fruition. The extradition process is currently in progress. The probable cause narrative follows. On June 14th, 2019, Greene County deputies responded to a 911 call in reference to a home explosion at 7293 Highway 141 North in Greene County. A witness on scene called stating that Michael Blake Campbell was in the house when it exploded and believed him to be dead. Deputies arrived on scene at approximately 8:26 p.m. and the structure was fully engulfed in flames. The home had a for sale sign in the yard from Jeff Carter Real Estate. Deputy Linderman contacted Jeff Carter, who stated the residence was vacant. Carter stated that he had bought the house a month prior and was in the process of renovating it. Carter stated that he had someone look at the residence to put counters in about a week prior, and they realized the wiring had been stripped from the residence. Michael Blake Campbell was located deceased inside the structure. Cause of death was listed as smoke and soot inhalation. Witness number 1, who called 911, was seen at AMMC for burns to his face and arm. The witness stated that he was working for Jeff Carter and had been at the home with Blake Campbell, Jeff's stepson. The witness smelled of gasoline and stated that he had stepped in gas on the carport after the explosion. A transaction for $50 at Jordan's gas station on 6/14/2019 was located in Michael Blake Campbell's bank records. Witness number 1 later stated that Campbell was sent to the residence to burn it by stepfather Jeff Carter because the wiring had been stripped and it would cost too much to fix. Witness number 2, the decedent's wife, was interviewed and stated on the night of the fire, Blake had brought her something to eat about 5 or 6, and that while he was at the residence, Jeff Carter called him on the phone. She stated that while Blake was on the phone with Jeff, he walked outside. She stated that witness number 1 was in Blake's truck outside. She stated that Blake told her that Jeff wanted him to burn the house down for him and said something about so he didn't have to deal with it anymore. She stated, I think if I remember right, he said he would get a couple $1,000 from Jeff, $1,000 or $2 for doing it when the insurance money would come through. A forensic examination of witness number 1's phone revealed a text message from Michael Blake Campbell to witness number 1 on the day of the fire. The message stated, we got to go take care of some stuff for Jeff. The message was sent at 4:45. The 911 call reference to the explosion came in at approximately 8:15 p.m. The crime lab identified a residue of gasoline on a half pint jar containing a residue of amber liquid that was recovered from the fire scene. There was no electricity connected at the residence at the time of the fire. Jeff bought the house on April 6, 2019 for $25,000. The house was burned on June 14th. The policy limit with the insurance on the property was $80,000. Carter turned in a claim to his insurance company but refused to provide an explanation under oath, so the claim was denied. As this case remains under investigation at this time, no further information will be released. So here's the deal. Ultimately, I want the truth for Blake Campbell. I want justice for Blake Campbell, whatever that justice may be. My heart breaks, at this time for Blake's mom and his siblings and his dad and everything that they're going through at this time. And I'm just someone who makes videos on the internet. I am not an expert. I am just a person like anybody else, but something feels so off about this to me. Thinking about the details that I have heard, in the last, almost a year since I've been doing this page, and talking about Blake's case, with his, mom, and looking over details that just I found on my own. Details from Blake's dad, who had done extensive research on Blake's case, trying to bring attention to Blake's case. Just like, Sheriff Snyder said, Blake's dad did reach out to him trying to get justice for his son. Blake's mom has reached out to a lot of people trying to get justice. So I don't know. I guess maybe it's that I have so many questions, but it just feels like it doesn't make sense to me. And I could be very wrong, but I think about witness number one. Okay, we all know who witness number one is. Witness number one, his name is Demarius James. So Demarius James is basically what I would call a career criminal. Demarius James has an extremely violent streak. Demarius James has attacked his family members. He has been caught with guns multiple times. So I guess I just find it hard to believe that this person is so violent. This person is obviously he has experience with law enforcement, but he's going to come to law enforcement and be like, well, all I know is that Blake said this, and again, maybe I'm wrong, but I just keep picturing the interview that he gave. This interview where he wrapped himself up like a mummy, how are you even going to breathe? But, and I've posted a video about this in the past, his mom took pictures of him and put them online of how well he was healing before he gave this interview. Another thing, which is something that I had discussed with Blake's parents before, Demarius James smelled of gas. You smelled of gas and said you stepped in gas in a home that was on the carport of a home that was engulfed in flames. It was fully engulfed in flames. That just doesn't sound so believable to me. The home's fully engulfed in flames. You're saying gas evaporates, you're saying that there's enough gas on the porch, but it's obviously not burning because I don't know. Anyway, these are just my thoughts, my opinions, and I could very well be wrong. The other witness is Blake's wife. Allegedly, she has kept in contact with Demarius James, and what for, in the years since Blake's death. She has recently been at odds with Blake's mother and I'm assuming stepfather over children that she shared with Blake. She does have a reason to be dishonest, but she could also be telling the truth because I could be very wrong. All I want for any case that I post on this page is justice for the victims. If they're missing, I hope and pray that they are found. These are people that I keep in my mind, that I keep in my heart all the time. I get attached to these people that I do videos for. I want justice for the ones who have unsolved homicides, and for whoever did them wrong, for those people to be brought to justice. And maybe that looks, different than what I have in my mind. Because at the end of the day, I am just as imperfect as anyone else, and my opinions can be just as flawed as anyone else. And my heart, even though I feel like it is in a good place, can mislead me just as much as anyone else. So the question is my mind and my heart misleading me this time, or is there something else up with this case? And I don't know the answer to that right now. I will continue to think about Blake and his family and keep them in my thoughts and prayers in the days and weeks and months ahead as this case moves forward. I will continue to update on this case, because even if what the affidavit said were true, Blake had children. Blake did not deserve to die. Michael Blake Campbell's life had value, so that's where I'm going to leave it right now.